How's everybody doing? It's your girl Maya G. Maya G speaks on Instagram.
Chris O'Neal, what's going on, peeps?
And Louis V here.
So today's discussion, we're talking about energy, masculine and feminine energy, and how to understand it. Now, it's, a lot of people see a man and think he has masculine energy and see a woman and think she has feminine energy. But us in the spiritual world, we look at energy completely different. Understand that the energies can actually cross. Not only that, as human beings, we have both actually, masculine and feminine energy. So today, me and the homies are going to be talking about that.
Yeah, man.
So Chris, let's talk to them about the feminine and masculine energy from your perspective.
That is one thing I know as far as feminine energy is one thing that a lot of men struggle to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually one of the most powerful energies to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
Feminine energy.
How's
that
that?
is where we're able to listen to. We're able to, or we're caused to be more sensitive to the spirit, I would say, to our inner man, our higher self, and those that we connect with.
For sure.
I had a good experience with that, but it also is downing with my pride. It goes back to the ego thing as well. So.
For sure. So do you think that as a black men struggle with feminine energy versus other men, versus Caucasian, Hispanics, not even talking about the spiritual aspect of the energy, but as in terms of just the energy itself, like being seen as weak?
Yes, of course. I do believe as a man, even, the simplest thing, if you even thought of crying, suck it up, you're a man. You can take it, you can handle it. That was what we were given as a child, And then you're rewarded for things that is of a masculine energy,
For sure.
And you are cast away for things that are of a feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel a lot of black families had to deal with as boys and men in the household.
Oh my God. I think that growing up, I think from the time I was born, and the doctor told my mom she's gonna be a tomboy, and my mom was like, "What's a tomboy?" And I've always been more masculine than feminine, and it's really without effort. Some people see gay women, and especially masculine gay women, they think, well, why do you act like a boy? Well, we're not acting. This is the energy that we've been birthed with, and that's why I wanted to have this discussion with my tribe in public, so everybody can actually get to benefit from that. Because once you identify yourself and you know who you are, and whether you identify as being heterosexual or homosexual, that's when you can really identify the energies, because you'll meet some gay men that have more feminine energy, and honest to God, these guys are not trying to have that. That's just what it is.
It's a soul. It's a journey of your spirituality as well.
For sure.
Being an individual, like you said, whether heterosexual or homosexual,
Mm-hmm.
you realize that you are a spiritual being having a natural experience.
A human experience,
Yes.
for sure. And years ago, before I got onto this spiritual journey, this guy that I was working with said to me, he's like, your body is not yours. It's a property of nature. And it's basically you as a soul, you rent your body. And I was like, this was like 15, 18 years back. And, I was just learning about Abraham Hicks, and I was, reading a lot and studying stuff. And I was like, what is he talking about? And the more spiritual I became, the more I understood what exactly that meant. So the energy itself could be a masculine or feminine energy. However, it could be masculine dominant or feminine dominant, where everything on this planet technically is yin and yang. Even a battery has a negative and a positive. Everything has masculine and feminine energy. It's impossible. What usually happens is that when a woman has too much masculine energy, a heterosexual woman, she'll repel men, because men need to feel needed, and feel needed is a feminine energy. Vice versa. If a man is too feminine, it's going to repel women, because women wants to be protected, and protection is generally not a female energy.
Oh, that's you hit it right on the head. And most men, like you said, with women, they're intimidated by those who seem more confident or have that masculine
For sure.
characteristic.
For sure.
Will. I was going to use that as an example. You have the Vivica Foxes, You have the Gabrielle Unions, you know,
Oh
and
my
they play
God.
those roles that, you know, like.
Gabrielle's come a long
Yeah.
way. Oh my God.
And I think her being her showing her natural side.
It's so much
It's
prettier.
beautiful. Yes.
It is.
It's beautiful.
And even like if you were to compare like images of her back in the days to now, that's what happened. When you become more spiritual, you lose like 10 years. You become so much youthful. You look so much younger. Your skin clears up. Your spirit is just happy because it's in its natural state. You know, so to get back on why I wanted to have this discussion, I really wanted to focus on really educating the collective on why is it so important for you to know your own energy. Because you could be, you know, if you're single, let's say you're single, you know, man, but you have your, you know, dominant feminine energy is what it is. Now you could fake be masculine. You could fake go to the gym, work out. But when you get into a relationship, and that vulnerability starts showing up, you want to be aware of that. So naturally, you probably, when you start dating and talking to women, you would want to talk to women who are strong with their masculine energy, because usually those women, they're aware that they repel most men, and for some reason, you guys will mesh well. Case in point, same thing with gay relationship. If you are a strong masculine man, you're not gonna get with another strong masculine man. That's just not gonna work, right?
In most cases.
In most cases. So how does that work? How does that work?
It's about the spiritual evolution.
Balance.
And then balance. Like you said,
Balance.
there's a yin and there's a yang.
Of course.
And in my belief, we're created, just like you said, we're renting bodies, right?
For sure.
But here in this lifetime, God created me a man.
Of course.
And I know for sure and for certain, you know what I'm saying, everything that I am, who I am.
For sure.
In the earth, you know what I'm saying? I live that wholeheartedly. But I'm not afraid to allow the Spirit of God, you know what I'm saying, to cause me to be in places and so.
Yeah, to surrender.
Yes,
well, you know, kiss someone, like I tell everybody, like once
It
you.
takes a lot of time, by the way.
Yes,
for
oh,
sure.
yes, it's
You
nothing
do
to
that,
It's
you
not
gotta
overnight.
go through
Yeah.
so many different
Because I'm a
things.
man. I grew up a
Yeah.
man.
Right.
Even if I had feminine tendencies as a child,
Right.
they were, you know, they were trying to step me with me back
I
into
went-
shape.
I
So
was-
it's
that
a,
was like one of my
traumatic. Yeah,
conditions.
if you have to fight with that, you know, growing up, it's a traumatic experience. But you can't, you know, I always say, evaluate and appreciate your surroundings.
For sure.
You can't let it, you know, and like you said, to come to this mindset, it doesn't
I
happen.
had to understand spirituality, and I had to understand energy. You know, because sometimes, like you said, you want to embody the feminine energy, and I was gonna, you know, it's, you know, I'm like, I'm not man or woman, I'm Maya.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
No, for real. I'm not man
that's-
or woman.
yeah.
I'm neither one. You know, I'm Maya. You know, and I meet men and they feel some type of way about me, and I'm like, when you're confident, you know who you are, that could be a problem. And that's why, you know, now I bring up the whole energy aspect of things, because we're not gonna talk about negative or positive energy today. We're just gonna stick with feminine and masculine energy, because you know, we're talking about being comfortable in your skin, and whatever skin that is, whether you're a man or you're a woman. I was talking to a transgender, and she wanted to be identified as a woman, and I was like, well, you would have to be identified as a transgender because you don't know what it's like to be a woman, you know. And it's not to insult your journey, it's just that we as women go through a lot of things that a transgender have not gone through. A transgender has gone through a transgender's journey, not a woman's journey.
And how did he respond to that? How did
He
she
did-
respond to that?
Well, she didn't like it, but here's the thing though, like, you haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have not gone to a woman's journey, so I'm gonna respect you as a transgender, but you know, and whether you're a transgender male, you're not a man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say you're a man because you're not. You know what I'm saying?
And
you can identify as a masculine energy. You can
And I
identify
wanna
as a
say
masculine
too-
energy,
yes.
but you cannot not identify as a man. I can't do that. Because I want to leave that safe space for men that have gone through the little boy to the teenage boy to the men, you know, and now we're going to identify as a masculine energy, but just not as a man, not as a physical dude or whatever.
And I was gonna say, society has whipped a lot of people to be so sensitive in their feelings. when it comes to stuff like that, that's why we have all of these cliques now, or they call them communities. The moment you call me something that I don't want to be called, I have a whole, I have to pull out my. It's bad the way that the society has.
Oh, I have a serious problem with that,
and it really affects, the ones that really just want to be honest with themselves.
I have a whole problem with that. If it was up to me, I would just say we're all gay. If you're not a heterosexual, you're homosexual. That would be me, or asexual. Because when we get into the whole alphabet thing, I don't like it. I think it's too much. I think it separates us. It separates us, you know what I mean? And I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we are not.
It's like classism within a society.
Right.
And it's like they label us and they do sub-labels. And
Sub-labels.
every time they okay, all right, we're going to acknowledge them now to make them feel better. Because they feel like they're not being treated right. And the hard truth is, like, us in the gay community, they create that prejudice or discrimination.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. Like some guys, they can't stand feminine guys because I'm like, but if you're gay, why shouldn't that be a problem?
It's an experience though.
But that's also
some people
feminine
are
and
going
masculine
through
energy though.
Of course.
Some people
that's what we're
those
talking
things
about.
though. They had to, and I've seen just recently, they're still having this top and bottom conversation. Like I feel like that's
Bottom.
top and bottom conversation. They having the top.
So,
are you a
okay.
man? Are you a woman?
It's okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. We want to be educated. Isn't there a top and bottom?
Yes.
Won't there always be a top and bottom?
No.
Why not?
Because.
Well, I mean, please educate me. I might be slow.
No,
I'm slow.
I'm gonna let him speak, but
And then I feel like the truth is, people. I mean, you have those that prefer things, but it's not about that. That's not the sexual position has.
No. We know that. We know that. But I'm just saying, like in the black community with lesbians, generally there's gonna be a masculine lesbian and a feminine lesbian, and whether she's a stud, whether she's a butch or whatever, a femme and a butch, a stud and a butch, that's black lesbians. Now, where other races in other states, they also do two femmes or two studs or whatever combination might be. But there is I guess it's like a role that they play in the relationship.
Yeah,
that's the bait of the thing. Yeah.
But I think that's more of a stereotype for gay men because when you're gay. So the common question most heterosexual asks, who's
They do that
a female?
too.
Yeah,
and
who's a male and female?
Even
Who's the top,
for
who's the bottom?
women. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even for women, it's more, cool to be around you, whether you are femme or masculine.
Yeah, no.
But for the men, the image that they see when they say homosexual is not me. No. It's not Lou.
No, it's
you
not.
know what I'm saying?
It's not.
And whether whether you top, bottom, whatever that
It shouldn't matter.
It don't matter because they've never seen a homosexual like me. Is what I'm saying.
Of course.
Somebody who's comfortable of being a man.
Yeah.
First, that's what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. But you know what? Most of the guys that I'm cool with that are gay look like you guys. They look like men. Like if we're hanging out, nobody would know. And it's not for anything. I just think that, and I'm gonna speak from my perspective, I think that some flamboyant gay guys do too much. They do too much in the sense like they wanna annihilate women. Like if they could take a woman's spot, they could. Where with more masculine gay men, it's like, I'm gay, I love men, but I love you too as a human being. Like I love men as human beings. I'll never date one, but I respect them as human beings. And I think that because some gay dudes, they're so feminine with it, they want to eliminate women. And they'll come in the step. Like, oh, this bitch, you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the issue.
And that's a level of maturity.
Mm-hmm.
That's a level of maturity. You see so many. I've met, and when I went to college, it really changed my perspective on feminine, transsexual, transgender, because I was able to meet them. So I went to Florida Memorial.
Okay, Flomo.
Shout out to Flomo. Call y'all out. No.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where. I was able to connect with one's soul. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Their spirit and all of that stuff.
Don't matter.
After talking to them, it doesn't matter. But then when you go back out, you forget walking into Walmart that we're gonna get these crazy stares.
Yeah.
And you totally forget that because you're connected to who they are as an individual.
For sure.
Especially if it's genuine. Because like you said, you have those that put on those wigs,
They're doing them all.
still got the beard, and it shows. You know what I'm saying? Like your attitude, it's all a fake. Like,
but you know now, and I can have that same conversation now. I do know transgender male going to females that are very respectful of the gender. You know, so they accept themselves as transgender, and some of them they'll walk up in here, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. And those now, I put them in a special category because they've done the work on themselves. They respect everybody, and you know. But you know, most of those people are either actors, performers, so they got to work with women and stuff like that. But there are others out there that are a little bit over the top with it. So you know, even with me, like there are gay women, studs or butch that they think they're men. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll wear, you know, their strap and show up places with it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and make men feel some type of way. I swear to God. You know, and make men feel some type of way. And I tell people, like, it's not about making men feel uncomfortable. It's about you being comfortable with yourself. Because at the end of the day, when you're confident, there's nothing you can't have. There's nothing that confidence plays a big part about it, and being able to balance the energy.
Like the thing with me is like before I fully accepted my homosexuality, I always told myself I was pansexual. Only because,
Here we go.
And because I never wanted to be labeled as gay or just to be stick with that feminine energy at all. Because as like growing up, I always hid it. But when I started, you know, going through my phases and started experiencing it, and I always said I'm pansexual because I didn't want you to see me for who I am. I wanted to understand you before I even allow you to get to know me.
I understood.
Because it's like, for me, being like a top or a bottom, I don't see that in a relationship. I see like coming together as a whole. So it's like, that was like my whole mindset about it. Like, I'm pansexual. I didn't figure like, you gotta get into my mind before we get into anything.
That's a sapiosexual
difference. Same difference.
I'm a man at the end of the day. That's what y'all use. Sapio pan man. Okay? Sapio pan man. Say it with Sapio pan man.
You know, now we're gonna get into our space. Now we've been able to kind of dissect the masculine and feminine energy. We're gonna get into our spiritual space. What I've noticed is that with all this spiritual cleansing that's going on, a lot of couples are breaking up. A lot of people are coming apart. People are identifying relationships for what they are, not just, you know, being with a partner, but actually co-creating with a partner. And I also see that a lot of people are coming, like taking their mask off and letting that real energy of who they are, what they represent to come out. You know, people are actually asking more questions about, you know, yeah, I'm a woman, but what kind of woman I am? Yeah, I'm a man, what kind of man I am? Like, everybody is doing that search, everybody's doing that.
So Saturn is entering Capricorn.
I saw that. What does that mean? Ready. He's still ready around here.
I honestly forgot, but all I know is that a lot of emotional turmoil is going around.
That's where the healing begins.
That's true.
And it continues. Because I was going to say ends, but it continues. You know?
Yeah, it's really an interesting thing, and you know, I was reading something about really humanities and where we've come from and where we're going, and it's kind of interesting how a lot of people are still walking around with blinders on, not wanting to figure out who they are, not wanting to know what their purpose is. You know, matter of fact, I posted something the other day, was that until you learn to soften up your masculine energy, you will continue to repel others. And, you know, somebody responded that I was being arrogant. And really what I was saying in my post was, you know, if you are a woman, you consider yourself a strong woman, but understand that being too strong sometimes can chase people away. And that goes for men and women. If you're too masculine, you're too strong, women are not going to want you. And if you're a woman and you're too strong, men or other women are not going to want you. You want to be able to find a balance to be able to attract other people. Tell the public what we're working on today.
Okay, so I'm actually working on Princess Gaia. She's not Mother Gaia, she's actually Princess Gaia. So my whole perception of it is that Mother Gaia has died. The earth that we knew is dying. And this is Princess Gaia, which is a new princess. So as you can see, she's actually in her lair and she's holding earth under her. And I'm kind of depicting like the tree of life as her crown, from positive to negative energy. And I'm actually having two different.
She actually worked for the Today Show.
Huh?
She worked for Today.
I know, right?
And I wanted him to paint yin and yang, real story. That's just how we connect. I wanted him to do yin and yang, and I'm like, you're gonna come in today, you're gonna do yin and yang. And he shows up with this yin and yang, Mother Gaia.
Princess Gaia.
Excuse me,
Princess
Gaia.
So
Mother Gaia died, so left the princess behind to take us into the next spiritual journey. So as you guys are watching this video, comment below where are you on your spiritual journey? Are you having a hard time? Are you in your head? Are you having issues understanding what's going on? And and the reality is, and I want everybody to know this, is that we never die. Right?
Not like spiritually, like egotistically we have to die.
Right.
Like our egos, our mindsets.
Spiritually, we never die.
Our souls. Yeah.
So when we say new earth, in order for us to have a new earth, we have to become new people. Because as a collective, that's how the earth can move to the next level. And if we resist, the craziness that's going on will persist. Because everything that we resist persists. So as we are moving into this new earth that everybody's resisting on to change, like we're resisting the fact that the corona came to teach us a lesson. We want to run out in the streets and do all kinds of stuff. Now we're getting even more sick. Now we got to go back in the house. Guess what? Because we have not learned the lesson. That's a lesson that needs to be learned. That means that popping bottle at the club, you don't need to be doing that no more. Now you go back popping bottles. Guess what? Now you caught in a disease. Gonna take it back home to your family because what? Earth want us to change. And that's where what that's about.
The word talks about idols. If you haven't searched anything else, or if you're in your time of living, if you haven't did any of your own studies, the Bible talks about idols. Mm-hmm. And in this time, you'll see for sure what you've been worshiping. Mm-hmm. Those things, the clubs, the bars, that's what they talk about.
They're all gonna kill us.
Yeah, and that's like you said, once they open back up, what was the first thing those people ran back to?
Right.
Whatever they were worshiping. Mm-hmm. And you had something, like you said, there were some people that had time to sit and think.
Right.
They had time to get into
I've never seen so many people working out. Yes. I'm very proud to the people that are out there losing weight, working out. Good for you.
Yes.
But
woe unto you. That's at the beach and
for sure.
Having all this. Yeah.
And I tell everybody and we're having a discussion earlier. I said if it was up to me, if I was the mayor or even the president, whatever, whoever has control over these counties, I would open up only restaurants. Yeah. Everything else would be shut down. Beach gotta be closed by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Beach gotta be closed. There will be no bars, no clubs, no strip clubs, none of that. All that stuff, all these vices, will be closed. And I'm not saying that to
harm. You gotta think about the business.
No. Hold on.
Not saying that like
we need to change our way of living.
I know. I'm not fighting you, but I feel like at some point.
But I'm gonna tell you why. It's not that they can't reopen. I'm not saying that.
Right.
The earth is calling us to do something.
That's true.
Right? And rushing to open these up is putting everybody else who's doing the work at risk.
That's true. If you're not doing the work, don't go out to play. Period.
Because I want to know how many people went to church and caught the Rona. I just want to know. How many went to church and caught the Rona? Most of them caught it somebody had no business being. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to really have an understanding what this is about. This is not just about a virus. This is about an evolution of self that needs to happen. If I was popping bottles before Rona and I'm popping bottles after Rona, something is not right. And that's what we're talking about.
Yes. And some businesses, unfortunately, will close down.
Yes.
They need to go.
Yes.
They need to go.
Yes.
The brothels need to go.
If you think about this, our imagination, our vision, our dreams is what built the things that we sit and stand in. These are the foundations of our thoughts. So we can come back. We can go home. We can shut down for a bit. And we can recreate again. That's our God-given gifts. Yes.
We can rebuild differently. Yes. We can, if it's not growing the earth, it's destroying the earth. And we need to rebuild things that are going to be helping. I didn't even know we had a real water crisis. Yeah. There's a real water crisis going on. Yeah. In some part of the world, people got to wait on the rain. But you worried about popping bottles at the club? Like, come on.
Yeah, there was a drought in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, down the block.
Down the block. That's one of the U.S. state too. Like,
You know,
I read about that.
so it's crazy. You know, so Mom Princess Gaia, positive and negative energy.
She's
It's
a
all
new
good.
princess, and she's coming for y'all, so y'all better be ready. I'm so serious. Y'all better be ready. Like,
But it's an energy, guys. So it's gonna be that heavy energy. It's gonna be the trauma that
Your
you
boy
refuse
Chris
to
O'Neal,
deal
you guys.
with. It's gonna
And
be
Louis
that
B.
heartbreak
here,
that you.
and-
All right, it's gonna be amplified, and it's gonna keep amplifying until you surrender.
You're gonna be going through a lot of spells, a lot of emotional baggage that you're
Right.
holding on. And
Your
it's
heart
gonna creep up
chakra.
on you.
Your heart chakra is
Like,
gonna
what's
be hurt.
up? Like
And
yesterday.
what I keep hearing is too, I feel like the real thing that God is looking for us is our capacity to love from within
Oh yeah, well, we
and
know that
outward.
already. Oh,
Yes.
for sure.
And that's the
That's
whole
what it's all
basis
about.
of our perspectives. Some of us can't even.
blame game.
Point
Yeah, but
fingers.
some of us can't even hear
Guilty of something.
each other in conversation because we're closed to certain parts of ourselves. You know?
We know
so
that.
Until we know.
We know
We
that.
do.
What?
But
Well, this is the era of
until-
love. This is the era of
Exactly.
love.
And people will be so, you will see where your love, where the capacity of your love is, where the extent, where the reach of your love is. And
For
these
sure.
days, you will be, and people won't even know that they're being tested on the extent of their love.
Not because they're wearing their blinders.
You got people walking with robes, priests.
Yeah.
No, my love does not reach but here. You know what I'm saying? And they don't
And
even
your
know
arm
that they're
will
being
break off.
tested.
And your arm will break off.
Yes.
And even if you gotta get sick to know what love is, you will get sick to get love. If it's gonna take the Rona to put you in a hospital bed to get you to surrender, that's what's gonna happen. That's when people don't understand the power of that energy. Guys,
Take
push
it
awareness.
easy.
Until next time, guys. Peace.